This video is sponsored by TigerStream, and your promo code is in the description. When a statist, or someone who believes in government, imagines that without government we'd all be ruled by violent gangs, they overlook two things. Number one, government is a violent gang. Always has been, always will be. Number two, even most private gangs that exist, like street gangs and organized criminal syndicates, exist only because of black markets created by the state. Think running guns, drugs, prostitution, gambling, or alcohol. So statists point to two giant violent problems created by the state and insist that that proves that we need a state. And then they make dire predictions about how, if not for the existence of the violent gangs they advocate, we might have violent gangs. But let's turn our sights on something different: victimhood. If you get unjustly beaten up, that means the attacker is bad, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you are good. Being the victim of oppression doesn't automatically make any individual or group automatically noble and virtuous. Bad people can be wrongfully injured too, and they don't like it either. A lot of people being mistreated today would, if given the chance, be mistreating others tomorrow. The sign of being a decent human being is not whether you're being abused, it's whether, given the opportunity, you would refrain from abusing others. For example, in this country's history, different minority groups, blacks, homosexuals, American Indians, have been brutalized. But all those groups are still made up of mere mortal people, and many of the individuals in those groups would be just as quick to mistreat others if the power was in their hands. If you doubt this, watch any political campaign. When the Democrats are in power, the Republicans rightly complain about being forced to comply with a leftist agenda. But the moment the Republicans are in power, the tables turn, and then the Democrats rightly complain about being forced to comply with right-wing agendas. In a sense, you could say that both of them deserve it. If you play a game where you try to forcibly control others, and you lose the game, and then they forcibly control you, that doesn't make you one bit more virtuous. It just makes you a slightly less successful tyrant. You could say that an inverse corollary of do to others what you would have done to you is, if you do it to others, don't be shocked and offended when they do it to you. In South Africa, for a long time, British whites inflicted severe oppression, even murder, upon black Africans. Now, some black Africans are doing the same thing in the other direction. And oppressors always have some excuse for why it's okay or even necessary when they do it. But it's still just people wanting power over other people. And being a violent thug doesn't become noble and righteous just because you're in a certain demographic category. Unfortunately, Hollywood movies tend to reinforce the bogus notion that the oppressed people are the good people. And this false impression is why certain groups try so hard to achieve and maintain victim status in the eyes of the public, so that their own nastiness gets judged less harshly or not at all. For example, someone who opposes the violent, terroristic, mass-murdering ruling class of Israel can expect to be called anti-Semitic and compared to Hitler. The ultimate and sad irony is that the authoritarian, militaristic state of Israel in many ways resembles the Third Reich. Jews are just people, and they can be oppressors just as much as they can be the oppressed. Another example is when people declare that black people can't be racist, which is a profoundly ridiculous assertion, especially when there are quite a few examples of some black individuals committing violence against white people and openly admitting that it was because those people were white. And the absurd pack mentality behind that is shared by some whites who think that violent thugs should be judged and condemned less harshly if they belong to a certain demographic category. Ironically, that is racism, and exactly what Martin Luther King Jr. railed against, judging a man by the color of his skin instead of the content of his character. The problem is when people assign virtue or vice, credit or blame to entire categories of people rather than to those individuals who choose to commit certain actions. The sad truth is that because violence begets violence, and being abused often creates new abusers, those who are victimized by authoritarian aggression are often the most eager to grab for the reins of power to become the new authoritarian aggressors. One injustice is often used as the excuse to impose a new injustice. While getting bullied should earn you sympathy, it does not in and of itself make you virtuous. Being weak is not a virtue either. If you didn't victimize others simply because you didn't have the ability or the chance to, that doesn't make you noble. When you've been given the opportunity to dominate others and you chose not to, that is what makes you virtuous. Unfortunately, no one who votes for a ruler can claim such a virtue. And in the recent insane spectacle known as a presidential election, it could hardly have been a more glaring example of two groups of rabid control freaks, each desperately trying for the chance to forcibly dominate the other. I want to be free, but I might settle for a world in which only those who choose to fight over the ring of power could be victimized by that power, while those who choose non-aggression and peaceful coexistence would be beyond its reach. But alas, that is not the world we live in. If you're new to my channel, hit the subscribe and notification button. If you want to support the channel, hit me up on Patreon, get a hard-hitting conversation-starting shirt, or visit one of my sponsors. The links are in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next video.